Adult children, when did a parent's obsession with independence backfire? My dad was the most independent man I knew, and that is exactly why I had to take everything from him. He lived in the family estate, a place with creaky floorboards and that permanent smell of old pipe tobacco. For years, he bragged about never needing a soul to help him. But then the gaps started appearing. He would forget the stove was on. He would call me 3 times a day asking where his keys were, then scream at me for suggesting he needed a driver. It got bad when he started selling things. First, it was the old grandfather clock. Then he sold 40% of the back acreage to a developer for a fraction of what it was worth. When I begged him to stop, he just laughed. He told me he was cleaning house so he would not be a burden when he died. He actually called me a parasite for wanting to protect the land. I spent 2 weeks trying to get him into a clinic, but he just locked the doors and told me to get off his property. He had this obsession with a legal document he called his Independence Charter. He signed it 20 years ago, a custom contract that basically said no one could ever make decisions for him unless he explicitly failed a specific set of financial tests. He thought it was his shield against the world. I did not just stumble onto the solution. I spent 4 days in the county clerk's basement, breathing in dust and flipping through property deeds. I had to pay $60 in copying fees just to track every single sale he had made in the last 6 months. I found the number. He had sold 52% of the estate's total value. According to his own charter, crossing the 50% mark was the only way to trigger an immediate transfer of power. He had written the rule himself to keep the government out, but he forgot he was the one breaking it. I walked into the kitchen on Tuesday. He was sitting there with a glass of lukewarm water, looking confused. I laid the county records and his own signed charter on the table. I told him that as of 10 a.m. this morning, he no longer owned the house, the land, or the bank accounts. He tried to stand up, but his legs gave out and he just slumped back into the chair. He looked at the papers, then at me, and his lips started to tremble. He did not even scream this time. He just looked bewildered, like he did not recognize the room he had lived in for 40 years. He spent the rest of the afternoon staring at the empty spot where his grandfather clock used to be.